Trespassing, yeah, it can take you to this forest. Hubby and I, we ended in this forest, and I didn't paint on the spot, so now I want to make an impression of that trip to that forest because it was a very special forest. It's unlike any forest that I've ever been in before. So this picture is more about my impression. So it's very fun for me to do this painting because I just viewed the footage, remember the day, and then sat down and you know uh, locked in one image in my head and then went on painting. But before I start painting a lot, I want to talk about the supplies that I'm using and say welcome to you guys, welcome to my channel. I'm glad that you're charming in, tuning in, or what's it called, to my little painting session here. I'm using watercolors and the brand is Core. I'm painting on a sheet of Arches watercolor paper. Later on, I'm going to draw some branches with Derwent XL graphite blocks. And I'm also just watch Aunt Beck's creation where she dug out some kosher salt, and I was thinking, oh, salt! I totally forgot that technique. It's kind of taking a back seat. So I also tried to add some salt, but I don't know if I'm doing it wrong or if it's because it's not kosher. I just don't really get the effect that I imagined. Salt and me have never been like really good friends. So I think maybe I should just play with it some more. Could it be the paper? I don't know. I'm using Arches, the regular one, not the orange pad that's like really more like textured. So yeah, I don't know. Um yeah, trespassing. We we okay, we went out for a walk, and I don't know, it was like the first day of spring. You know that day, it's like it just happens, springs last like 3 hours. And we were out on that first day of spring, and everybody is out on that day, and they are all so damn polite. I don't know why. So we ended in this crazy forest. Can you see how strange it is? Like it's man planted, it's not a natural forest. I wonder what the story is with this forest. I imagine that it used to be a place where they were growing pine trees for Christmas to sell for Christmas. But in my picture, I did not want that linear look because I think it may give a handle of something a little bit amateurish, because nobody would believe how linear this forest was. So I am spreading out the tree trunks a little bit more differently to kind of, because I just know that I wouldn't like that linear mathematic layout of this forest. It was so weird. Yeah, but back to our trip, right? We were out walking that wonderful day, sunshine, warm, and everybody is so damn polite saying hello. It just reminds me of like a totally different century. So I was thinking about the 17th century with men strolling with high hats, lifting their hats to say hello, wonderful day to everybody they pass on their way. So it was like too peoply for me to unbox my travel sketch kit. The plan was that we should hike up to a place where there is a lot of forest and stuff, and then that I should take out my travel kit and then start sketching. But there were just so many people, and then I told my hubby like, "Oh man, I'm too shy for this. I can't do this." And then he's like, "Well, let's change to plan B then." And then we passed this place, and it's fenced in. And to get in there, and all the way through the fence, there are these signs saying like private property, no admittance. I think you would translate it to English. Like, like no trespassing, right? And along the fence is this ditch where there is this water, this little creek running in the bottom of the ditch. And then we're walking on this path, and then suddenly my hubby, he just jumped over that ditch, standing close to that fence, and then he's like, come on, let's just jump this fence and then get into this remote, strange forest, and then it's not so peoply in there, you know. And then maybe I could find a place to sit and sketch. And I was like, no, you know, it looks so dangerous. So yeah, I had to like, yeah, jump that ditch. And looking at it, I was thinking that's not gonna happen. But oh my God, the reward was so worth it. We ended up in this strange looking forest that was like it wasn't enchanting. It was more like just a little bit scary, totally remote, very man-made forest.
Okay, så blev det video. Det er så troldeagtigt.
Skulle du ikke have taget nogle billeder med en trøje? Eller den på vores strikke?
Nå jo.
Jeg troede, har vi det?
Nej, det har jeg sgu da glemt. Ja. Fuck, hvor er det fedt det her. Jeg har på fornemmelse, at jeg røg ned i sådan en mosfælde lige pludselig. Det er sådan et sted her, ligesom Millers Crossing, hvor man begraver lig.
Yeah, but back to the ditch, which was like what one of the most bravest moments in my life. You see, I couldn't jump it like he did. I had to crawl and slide down the edges and then take a little jump over the creek. And then, with help from him, he's like dragging me up on the other side. And then he also had to help me, you know, get get over that fence. And it's just, you know what? I'm getting too old for this shit. Oh, yeah, but yeah, one thing led to another, and then we're standing in this forest. And what I said in Danish in this clip we just viewed was that this is a little bit spooky. Remind that we are there on a high sunny day. Just picture it at sunset or at night. I mean, it was just that remote feeling. Everywhere you look, there was this plantational planting stripes of trees. And it just reminds me of a scene from Miller's Crossing, which is a gangsters movie where they take a drive, you know, and then they end up in this forest and make this guy dig his own grave before they execute him. And I was just getting that Miller's Crossing feeling, you know, and I also got that feeling of something like little forest people don't like that we are here, you know. So in 1 second, I wouldn't be surprised if we fell down in a trap made out of moss, you know. So it was not a place where I felt like I could sit down and sketch. So I did not sit down and sketch on this spot, and that's why I am sitting at home sketching instead. It looked so untouched. Like I wonder what the story is, you know? I'm thinking, I know it's private property, so there probably is an owner somewhere who probably leased out his land because nobody seems to have been on this forever, ever. And even the tire tracks that's on this kind of road, you could say, inside the forest is filled with debris and old branches that when you step on them, they totally crumbles under your feet. That's how long they have been lying there. So yeah, it was a surprise. I love going hiking with my hubby. We always end up in these, you know, abandoned places and places where we're not supposed to be. And it's like the older we get, the more brave he becomes. I think he think that nobody would throw out a couple that's old like us, you know, like 50 years old. I also remember when our son was around 8 and 10, you know, he took us places that was like really, you know, not legal to be in, trespassing, because I think he hid behind the sun like nobody would would yell out on a family, It's just this guy with his little kid and his girlfriend or wife. So he's just really bad at this. But yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting. I would love to return to this forest, and this time maybe we could bring something so that my hubby could sit and eat something while I sketched and paint. That would just be so awesome. What to say about this drawing here is that, like I said, it's not like I'm using a reference picture, so I'm more going for a feeling instead of a true rendition. And I really adore that I brought in that cobalt teal color in the sky and also on some of the shadows on the tree. I think that if I should do this drawing one more time, I would bring in more of that cobalt teal from core paint, not just because it granulates like a beast. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering, here I'm using the end of a brush that gives me the opportunity to scrape in because yeah, you could go really detailed. I just didn't bother for this one, so I just took the easy route out, which was to scrape um, the texture on the tree trunks and also the fallen branches on the, I'm gonna call it a road, on the road. But for sure, this probably should have been done with like colored pencil or something. But I like the look of it, and it's like just fun. But for sure, the next time that I'm gonna paint a forest, I would so include that cobalt teal. And in this painting right here, I am trying like a beast with the raw umber and the sap green and the ultramarine blue to mix in at my darks. I think I would just skip that phase totally and just dip into the indigo. Um, yeah, because that would go well with the cobalt teal. So typically, you learn something every time you paint. What I learned from this is that I so freaking adore the light in the sky. Oh, it was a sunny day, but when you look at the video that I included in this stream here, you will see that the trees are so tall that the light don't really hit the ground. And the ground of this forest is so strange because, pine trees are really acidic, so not much grow underneath pine trees. So it wasn't like there were any flowers or I don't know. It was a strange floor of the forest. Yeah. Yeah, but I really think that I would go back in memory with this motive right here where you had this endless forest and then you can just kind of see out in the horizon that there comes this plain field, but the forest kind of continue. So yeah, like that a lot. Yeah, but what I was saying was that I love that airy feeling that this painting got, and it's not airy because of fog, it's just bright light. And I was thinking if I should include another color. Like I could transform it all into like a sunny day. But since I don't know, since in my memory the sun was not really there, and it's just like when we pooped out of the forest, it was like in big sunshine. So we really felt like we were just in some secluded fairy tale strange place. Yeah, yeah, that was a good trip. So here it is, the finished painting. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this painting session with me. I hope that you're having a fantastic day and that everything is good at your end. So, bye bye.